linked with a move to Manchester City again. I swear last summer they signed this guy for like 98 million pounds. But then he got accused of betting or charged with betting or something like that. And City just dropped all interest and the deal didn't go through. But Paqueta has been playing this entire season. So what the hell's happened with that? I Googled it. I'm not seeing any updates on Lucas Paqueta and these betting charges. So has he been cleared? I've even heard no rumors of him possibly being suspended. So, I mean, if he's all good and if he really did not do anything that the FA were accusing him of, then yeah, I understand why Man City will go back in for him. They wanted him last summer. And because that deal fell through, they ended up signing the midfielder from Wolves, Matthew Nunes. And he hasn't done shit this season. I'm not going to call him a flop, but he hasn't really contributed. I think he's played about 13 games this season in the Prem. Did I think what, like 1 assist? Has he even scored? So I don't really think that they're going to be too happy with his production so far. And that's why they're going to go back in for Paqueta. Because if Matthew Nunes hit the ground running, bagging goals, starting week in, week out, I honestly think they look to spend money on Lucas again. But considering that that's not the case, they will go back in for him. And I think it'd be a good signing. I thought that when they first signed him from West Ham over the summer, when it got announced, I thought that was too much money, right? I didn't really think he was worth as much as the reported fees were. But I have to also look at it from the POV of Man City have been dominating the Premier League. And West Ham, they'd be losing a really important player. So now, why would I sell you to the team that dominates the league without squeezing as much out of them as I can? So I understand. And I also think maybe other teams this summer might be in for him. But I think he will end up joining Man City because he already agreed to terms with them last year when he thought he was on the way. But that's a bit weird with those betting charges, man. Like, that was a thing. And people were saying, oh, yeah, like the move's off because the FAF charged them with, like, breaching betting policies or something. And then we just haven't heard anything since the summer. It's like West Ham put that news out there to block the move because they didn't want to sell him yet since they lost Declan Rice. I wouldn't put that past them. Maybe West Ham told the FA that Lucas Paqueta is betting, so investigate him. Put out a story that he may be suspended for 8 months so that Man City back off because we just lost Declan Rice. We can't afford to lose Lucas as well. But, yeah, I think he's going to be out of there next summer because if I was him, I'd be sick. Imagine you get a chance to join Man City, the best team in Europe as it currently stands, in my opinion. And then the FA comes out, news breaks that you're being charged with betting and gambling on games, and then nothing comes from it. We're talking about 6-7 months later, and I've not heard any updates. What have they found? Clearly, he's innocent because he's still playing. So, yeah, I think he wants to go to City. I think City will still want him. I don't know what his contract situation's like. I don't know if they'll still have to pay the close to 100 million fee because this is now 1 year later. That means another year off of your deal. So the price has to be lowered a little bit. Transfer market has him valued at 64 million. I think if I'm City, I'll give you 80, maybe 85 million max, depending on who leaves this summer. Because we know that Bernardo Silva is being linked with a move away from Man City. So maybe they look at Paqueta as the Bernardo Silva replacement. And I think he'd fit into that system as well. He's a very good player. He plays as an attacking midfielder, could drop in and play CM, can also play on the wing. Yeah, I think he'd cook underneath Pep. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's a bit of a confusing one, this situation. Because, I mean, like, what the hell? Like, why haven't they just come out and said if he's guilty or not? Or if they are going to suspend him? I don't know. I'm telling you, people, something fishy was going on there. I definitely believe West Ham were behind it because they knew that Paqueta wanted to leave. And after selling Declan Rice, they were not trying to lose both of their best players in the same window. Look, it's a conspiracy theory. I haven't heard from anywhere else, but that's what I'm sticking to believe. That's the view that I'm sticking to, right? But who knows? I mean, yeah, as I said, very good player. I think, since he's been at West Ham, he's been a spark for them, and he helped them win their first trophy in like 60-something years when they won the Conference League. So, yeah, I think he's done all that he can for them, and it's now time to move on to a bigger club. He's one of those players who are, what's the word? They're a big fish in a small pond. That's what Paqueta is. I think it's now time to go test yourself with the best players against the best competition in Champions League, etc. So